That's my little story.
Yeah, so what kind of did you learn from this whole situation?
Get it in writing.
Get it in writing.
Yeah.
That's
All
it.
right, and even with that, it's not always going to,
No,
yeah.
it's not, but it gives you a little bit of edge.
Yeah. Good, Emmett. Thanks for your call, and I'm glad it worked for you. Susan's on the line. Hi, Susan.
Hi, John. I would say thank you so much for you movers out there. A number of years ago, I was involved with an inheritance, and the inheritance came from Boston, Massachusetts. Now, how do I get my furniture and things to Vancouver? I went to the Yellow Pages, and I literally picked on all of the big guns, I call them, in the paper. And like the big moving companies,
Yep.
I asked them who would help me, what price range, with the packing, how long it would take from Boston, Massachusetts to here, and with customs and everything else. And there was one company particular, I won't mention the name, and when I told the gentleman what the inheritance was all about, he started smiling and he said, "Lady," he said, "to you that is very sentimental. We will make 100% sure you will get your merchandise in 100%, no damage, no nothing, to Vancouver." He said, "What we will do in Massachusetts, itemize everything piece by piece, pack it for you. We will make arrangements with you at a certain time of the day when you will be there." They were there at the time. They packed everything. They itemized everything on paper. They gave me a copy. They kept the original. Yeah. I went back here to Vancouver. It took about a week and a half to get my things here. They made sure I didn't have to go to customs. They went to customs for me. Customs cleared it for me. They called me. They said, "Your merchandise is here. When can we deliver?" I told them the date, and they came.
So you had
and it was tremendous.
A perfect story.
Yes, it was tremendous what they had done for me.
Give us the name of that company.
Yeah, I was going to say the same.
Yeah.
It was one of the big van lines. I can't remember if it was United or Williams.
That's the same company, but it's United Van Lines. Good company.
Yeah.
It was really tremendous.
Yeah. So you did, you went with a reputable company, and you got what you expected, and maybe a little bit better.
Yeah. To me, at that time, I didn't care how much it was going to cost me to get my things here. To me, it was too valuable because of all the other reputations. Maybe something will get lost and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I said, no, for this, if I make a move from one end of the country to the other, I don't care how much, what the price tag, I'm going for a well-represented name.
Good stuff, Susan. Thanks for your call. So there you go. I mean, that's a good call. Jacqueline's on the line. Hi, Jacqueline.
Hi there. On the lighter side of things, I would like to know the protocol on tipping. Hi. Are you there?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
That's a good question. Do they tip?
Sure.
Well, I think some, good movers should be tipped because I've used local and I've used the bigger, larger, more reputable companies. I definitely would go with the larger, reputable companies, and I've always felt that I should tip, but I don't know who to tip if there's three guys and how much to tip.
Oh, hey, that's really a good question. Thanks, Jacqueline, for your call. Okay, three guys come in. They do a great job, and I feel at the end, I'd like to give these guys some money. What's the protocol on it?
We had a customer in November. He tipped all the crew $200 each. I mean, that was fantastic. But I think if you gave them $20, they'd all be happy with that. Like, I don't even think it matters how far they move. So if you traveled across the country, you might treat the driver a little better. But I always thought you should tip them at the beginning of the job. I don't think this is like dinner at the end. I think I'd rather, you're going to do this once every 5 years. I think I'd be tempted to give them $20 each at the beginning of the job. Say,
let them get coffee and donuts on the way. And
I think they'll lower your move. Cost your move as well. It probably cost me $100. I think that's going to happen. So I would tip at the beginning, and I think $20 each would be great.
Good. Yeah. There's no set protocol like 20% or 10% or 5%.
Too much money involved.
Yeah. All right. Katrina is on the line. Hi, Katrina.
Good evening, Mr. Coy. Good evening, Mr. LaPorte.
Hi.
I agree with Susan and Jackie that people should always hire a reputable mover. A lot of my friends have just hired people out of their local newspapers, and their moves are disastrous. LaPortes have on occasion moved me, and I've moved multiple times, and I've had excellent moves. One example was July 21st, year 2000. 3 young men moved me. It took them 11 hours. It was the hottest day of the year. They did a wonderful job. Without a doubt, the consumers should stick with a reputable company. And as for tipping, yes, I do agree with Jacqueline that the guys do deserve a tip.
Good stuff. Good story.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you very much. Glenda. Glenda.
Yes. Hello.
Hi there, Glenda.
I have a question.
Okay.
Container moving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it really true that they come and load the stuff up at your house, they lock it up, and when it reaches the destination, it gets unlocked, so en route nobody ever touches anything?
All right, good question, Glenda. Thanks for your call.
We have containers, and we normally use them when you need storage on a long-distance move. The period it takes to deliver it is slower, but you can have that service, no extra cost, same price as a traditional move, and you can put your own lock on it. So yes, it's available. I don't know if I like it as well. I like the same driver that loads your truck at origin, which is normal with a van line, is the same fellow that arrives at destination and delivers you. You know, there's some camaraderie.
Yeah.
That lady that spoke about her move from Boston to Vancouver with United and Williams, that was a van line issue. She booked with the United van line agent in Boston, and then it took its course across the country, and Williams, as the local agent, looked after her here. And that's the key thing to it. The fellow in Kelowna doesn't have anybody here looking after him. If he'd moved with Williams from Kelowna to Vancouver, Williams down here would make sure that shipment got out of there. So that's the key to a...
Great job.
That's the key to a...
Thanks so
family.
much.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate you coming on
No
tonight.
sweat.
You handled yourself really well.
Thank you.
Johnny. I'll be right back with my final comments right after this. You know, I've gone through a lot of moves in my life. The easiest was when someone stole all of our furniture before we had an opportunity to move it. The wildest move was when we came to Canada. I really didn't realize I needed paperwork to get into the country. When they asked me for my papers, I said, the only papers I have are under the St. Bernard in the back of the truck. I mean, how dumb can you be? Now, the best move I ever made was to the Lower Mainland to join up with Now TV. That's for my boss. One day we will move from this life to another, just as we prepare for the moves we make during our lifetime on this planet. I hope we're all preparing for the move we make when we leave this planet. In the book I read a lot, Jesus said, "In my kingdom there are many places, and I go to prepare a place for you." Now that is a move I'm looking forward to. How prepared are you, by the way, for the big move? People often think they have plenty of time, but in reality, that move will be here before you know it. For Online Dateline, this is Doug Coy saying good night, and God bless.
Next, 2020 asks if you're feeling guilty about feeling guilty. John Stossel learns that guilt's been getting a bad rap. Psychologists say a little bit of guilt is good for us all. What do you say? Join Doug Coy and his guest at 11 with your comments on Online 2020. That's all next.